So the Dallas Cowboys allowing Overshawn to wear 0, and that's his number. That's his number. That's how he is known for Agent Zero. Now he got the number, and why not allow rock that number right there, and it's going to be dope. So Overshawn will be in the building with 0, and he's walking around. What people are not noticing is that he's walking around without a brace. He's, you know how that goes. So that's good to see him in that. This is him rocking that 0 for the first time in Cowboys history. Can't wait to see how all of this will go as far as that 0, and then it looks like he's carrying some more weight as it relates to having an additional to the family. But shout out to Overshawn and all that he's able to do. I can't wait to see him out there on the field. I know most people would say, man, a number is just a number. But no, a number can sometimes improve your mindset, your confidence on defense. You got to have confidence, by the way, and all of this will work its way out. Shout out to Overshawn, and shout out to Pat No C Walker, voice of the star, for this wonderful overlay of all of these pictures and things of that nature. So I can't wait to see Overshawn, Agent Zero, out there on the field. Let's see if that can be a major impact, not a minor. We need for these things to happen. It seems as if, though, they're listening. Yeah, they're listening. The culture is changing, right? Shotty, he making sure that he making his implementations here for the nation, right? Matt Eberflus, he's doing his thing, right? This team, I get it. A lot of people said, hey, man, it's the same old Cowboys, Law, and I can't wait for them to fall and rain to hit on their head and all of this stuff, and just give these guys a chance. Overshawn is a guy that I know for sure. I know for sure he's a hard worker. He got straight dedication for his craft, and it's going to happen in the best way possible. Kudos and credence to him. Also, just to add into other news, there is another Hook'em Longhorns that will be in the building, I believe, tomorrow, and his name is Matthew Golden. Well, we becoming the Texas boys, right? You know, the Longhorn Dallas Cowboys. You know, we bringing in a lot of those individuals from Texas, the University of Texas, by the way. We talked about this on Levels last night, and they were saying, would you rather go with offensive line versus a wide receiver? Well, we got 3 top 100 picks on that offensive line: Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, and on top of that, Brock Hoffman. He's fighting for his life on the offensive line, and it's going to be healthy competition there, because even though people penciled in Brock Hoffman, he still got to fight Nate Thomas. Also, Robert, what's his name? I think his name is Robert Ford or Robert Smith or something like that. Robert Jones, yeah, he got to fight Robert Jones. And then you got Awesome Richard, T.J. Bass. We got Matt, well, let's go, and Terrence Steele. You got a lot of offensive linemen. But one can argue that with our wide receivers, That's an area that we really need to have someone to fight in those spots and keep competition really heavy. You got Jalen Brooks, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Moreau Cropper. You know, you got a whole bunch of Jalen's. Yeah, I think he's on the team still, somewhere on the practice squad, I believe. But you guys get what I'm saying. You got all of the Jalen, Jonathan Mingo. And you also, within the confines of this, you have Paris Campbell. The only threat that you can literally say is CeeDee Lamb. And no shade upon Jalen Tolbert, right? So what we trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is improve that area. Yeah, Cavante Turpin, who should be considered a nice wide receiver here. But what I'm getting at is that none of these guys, whether it is a Jalen or a Mingo or Paris Campbell, can move the needle for me, right? Or for this organization. So I think that the Cowboys strongly should consider a skilled player for the first 2 picks. We got enough offensive linemen, and if the offensive line coach is worth the grain of salt, that's why they here, then we should see implementations. Did you know that last season the Cowboys, as crazy as it is, the offensive line still collectively finished top 10 in categories? The wide receivers didn't. The running backs didn't. So I'm looking at it like we need more weapons, more explosiveness, and bring in someone that can change this all around. Speed is speed. Being able to run good routes are necessary as well. Let's figure this out, Cowboy Nation. Post me your thoughts. And I'm not banging the table for Matthew Golden, but I'm banging the table for a skilled player on the outside. I get it. Offensive line could be the thing. BPA could be a thing. And setting us up for the next 4 or 5 years or 6 years or 7 years if you draft right. But that can be for anybody if you really contextualize draft picks, right? If they're good. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns. Shout out again to Overshawn for being able to get that 0. And now when we say Agent 0, it's tangible now and not intangible because he had 13 on him. And we know he's really Agent 0, right? So let's get this going the best way possible. DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Mm-hmm.